Hi again. My name is Rebel and I'm the Rebel Reseller, and today I'm going to be doing the first of my what sold videos, which will be for last week, Monday through Thursday. What is that? July 29th through August 1st. If you hear odd noises in the background, Robert's moving stuff off of a shelf because we're slowly but surely transitioning the stuff that's down here into the building out there, because we're going to move all of this. This is going to become our garage again, and all things eBay are going to go to our building.
But wait a minute. You said this was going to be my workshop. Now it's a garage.
Well, you know what I mean.
I'm
yeah.
down here eavesdropping. Good night.
Yeah. Well, all of his workshop stuff is going to get brought over here where it's going to fit. That's a him problem, not a me problem, because I'm going to move everything out there, and then he can have all of this.
I'll make sure I'm running my table saw down here when you're trying to sleep.
But y'all, it's expensive. We need a second mini split installed. It's expensive. So, but it's got to get done. I'm ready for a non-eBay house. As best as I'm going to be able to do that anyway. Right, y'all, I finally had sales on all of my platforms at this point. All of them, the non-eBays, all of them were in one day. It was kind of weird. Etsy, Poshmark, Mercari, but that's been the only sales on there. Everything is slow because I've told you guys this before. I just basically restarted Mercari. I started it from zero again. I deleted everything, and I'm trying to use more of the SurePost because that's the competitive shipping that's available on that platform. Because if you try to do USPS, especially for items over a pound, you can't. It's so daggone expensive for us here on the coasts. So, but all right, I'm trying to think if there's anything. We went out yard selling today. I should have stayed home. Bought one thing. Not that we really need anything else, because we have a million things to share and that we just bought on our trip. But, you know, it's still nice to get out and do something. Had an amazing breakfast. So, and I feel better today. I'm not so sore from going to the gym. All right.
You know that video, but that's not going to be out until they don't even know you're going to the gym.
Oh, truth. Yeah. Robert and I decided to go back, in earnest, go back to the gym this week. And y'all, I was a hurting person. Hurting. Till today. Today I feel much better. I even met up with a personal trainer who basically was just telling me what machines I should be using, how many, that type of stuff. Because the first 2 days that I went, I was doing too much. So next week, I have a plan now. And if you like this type of content, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment. Kind of helps the algorithm. So let's start with Etsy. I don't have very much back on there yet. Again, everything that I let expire last year because I was contemplating just not doing Etsy anymore, I just deleted them and went ahead and I'm starting fresh on Etsy also. So I don't have a whole lot there, but I'm hoping to keep adding to it like I am with Mercari and Poshmark, and hopefully by fourth quarter have a majority of my listings, if appropriate, on there. But this is a Fairview Christmas stocking sack from 1988. I just showed 2 of these in a haul video I picked up at an estate sale, and here's one that sold. This one sold on Etsy for $25.95. And if you're new to my channel, I don't do free shipping on any of my platforms, so the buyer has also paid extra for shipping. The one thing on Mercari, also one of the changes I made for Mercari, is I'm putting all my clothes on there too. And these Gap Fit women's shorts sold for $12.51. The good thing with Mercari is there's no fees for the seller, so that's how much I made. And then on Poshmark, I sold these Old Navy women's jeans for $17. All right, eBay. if you're new to my channel, also, everything that I list starts on eBay, and then I pick and choose things that I'm going to put on the other platforms. So a majority of my sales are eBay. I'd like to see that change, at least, you know, more on the other platforms.
And not because eBay gets bad.
Yeah, not because eBay's bad, because the other platforms finally pick up. All right, first thing is this Mary Meyer flip-flop penguin plush. This was an old listing, and I've had a comment about, you know, why am I selling stuff for so much less? If you look up there, way up here in the teeny tiny writing, I don't know if you guys will be able to see this. That is my custom label. We decided, I want to say beginning of last year, that we were going to put a date code in all of my listings so that because I do end and sell similar, I can keep tabs on listings that are getting older. And everything that was listed before January of last year, we put a code 2212. And so I know when I'm starting to see offers or I'm sending offers, I'm sending out more aggressive offers on them because I want them gone. They've been through at least two Christmases and they didn't sell. So it's time to be gone. And so I got an offer of $9.50 on this plush and I made it gone. Lion King Simba plush by Just Play sold for $18. This is a larger plush. For the most part though, Lion King has stopped selling for me. So it's going to be one of those things I'm definitely going to check comps before I pick up any more Lion King. I just picked this up recently, probably at one of the bins. This plush is from IKEA. It's called a Sparka soccer ball. They had different colors, but this particular one sold for $11.66 very quickly, in about a month. Russ Tan Bear. Y'all knew my new philosophy is just say no to bears unless it's going to be something that's going to sell very quickly because I have way too many and I'm trying to make them gone also. So this was also another older listing and it sold for a best offer of $8. Mega Blocks. I love picking up the little chunky figures and I don't find them very often, but some of the vehicles. This one sold for a best offer of $12. Most of these are bins pickups, and so I have pennies in them. Thai Pillow Pals. Of Thai in general, I tend to pick up the Pillow Pals, the Pluffies, and then the Thai babies. But on occasion, I also pick up like dogs and cats, some of the classics. Never the small beanies, just never. But this particular elephant sold for $13.45. Burger King Teletubbies. These were from my profit pile. I had a whole pile of them. Some of them were McDonald's and some were Burger King. And these two sold for $11.66. Dimdaco. Just picked this up recently in a haul, I think from the Nashville bins. And it was supposed to come with like a little baby outfit in it. It didn't have anything in that. But it's still sold very quickly for $13.45. Russ, again, Marcello cat. I'm all into cats and dogs right now, and I'm doing very well with them. They tend to sell a whole lot quicker for me than other types of plush. So most of them I'll pick up as long as they're in good condition. And this particular one sold for $19.08. Grand Home Furnishings. Now, I am pretty sure that these came from the High Bid Estate sale. For those of you who haven't been with me from the beginning, 3 years ago when we first started this channel, we wanted High Bid Estate sale. It was like an hour-and-a-half drive from here, but I bought tons and tons of advertising, plush, and stuff. And this was in there. This was actually an international sale that was going to go through the eBay shipping, I think to Korea of all places. And they bought this Grand Homes Furnishings plush lot for $14. Kelly Toy. These were two little rabbits, different colors, same design. And the two of them together sold for $22.45. Fisher Price Little People. A lot of times I'll make small lots out of them. I try to keep them, $10 to $15. And this particular one was just like a little mom and dad, and some of the furniture sold for $13.45. Gap men's utility carpenter jeans. Anytime you see those stripes, definitely check them out in pretty much any of the brands. This particular one sold very quickly for a best offer of $40. Reminds you of like railroad stripes. All right, this is a viewer sale, so thank you so much, Tina Lynn. Tina Lynn bought these Halloween bears. I put them together. Both of them were just little small plush, and they sold for $8.05. I picked this up, I think, at the Nashville bins also. Anytime I see that felted wool type stuff, ornaments, little figures, toys, I tend to pick them up. They've done very well for me. This one was just a little ornament, and it sold for $7. Umi Zumi. This was just one of the airplanes, and it sold for $10.54. Build-A-Bear. This was for Princess Jasmine from Aladdin. Just the pair of sandals sold very quickly for $8.96. This is a viewer sale, so thanks so much, Jennifer. Jennifer bought some of the paintbrushes that I picked up at a recent estate sale, and she paid $22 for this lot of 21 brushes. So thanks again, Jennifer. Step 2 dishes. Now I remember finding a box of dishes. Some of it was Fisher Price, some of it was Little Tikes, and some of it was Step 2, but for the life of me, I don't remember where I picked it up. These were all Step 2, and they sold for $30. I had a lot of bread and butter, but I had several like $30 plus sales also, so those always are, exciting. This is a Build-A-Bear outfit. Recently, I bought 2 boxes of Build-A-Bear clothes. I ended up putting a lot of them. There were tons of shoes, so I did like an outfit and a pair of shoes. Tried to coordinate them the best I could, and they've been selling. This was just a cute little dress with some blue sneakers, and they sold for $13.72. Lesson learned. If you can put shoes with an outfit, you do much better. Target Spritz Hide and Eek. These little birds. Y'all, some of them are bread and butter, but then you find something like this, and it just really, is great. This one was from 2018. Its name was Juniper, and it sold for $26.95. Hallmark Chef Bear mini size 6-inch sold for $8.96. Bread and butter. Thai Pillow Pals. Again, this is the Purple Hippo from 2000. $8.96. Sesame Street coffee cup. Probably paid $0.25 for it, and it sold for $8. I like coffee mugs because most of them are over a pound, so we just put them in a small priority box. Easy peasy. American Girl Marisol's pet cat sold for $15. That I'm pretty sure was a Ben's pickup recently. Now this is from RJ's grandma sent me a whole bunch of camera stuff, and this was part of the lot. I still have a couple more boxes I have not gone through. I know, profit piles, but still waiting. But these Sylvania blue dot flash bulbs sold for a best offer of $35. Now this is another teachable moment that happened with this. Right after these sold, I got the message that says, I put in the wrong address. Can you please change it for me? No. You just respond to it saying we're not allowed to change addresses. I can end it. I can cancel it and relist it, and you can repurchase with the correct address. And that's exactly what happened. But yeah, don't change them. There was a time when we could, and I'm pretty confident there probably wouldn't be issues, but you lose your seller protections when you do that. So just don't. Just don't. Marcel Drucker, signature watch. Again, I'm thinking this was from an estate sale. Paid a couple dollars probably for it. It did take a couple of months to sell, and it sold for $22. It was not running, so I made sure I put that in the title, in the description. Vintage Miro aluminum cookie press. I had a box sitting in my profit piles, and it was one that I was dreading because it was just full of this type of stuff. A lot of kitchen-y things, like old vintage cookie cutters and cookie stuff needed cleaned. But I finally got to it. And I just listed these in May, so it took a little bit, but it sold for a best offer of $15.50. Lucky Brand Whiskey Rock Saloon t-shirt. Probably something we picked up at a yard sale or the bins. Sold for $11.41. I have so much clothes to get listed. So much. Levi's women's size 29 jeans. Sold for $12. Just picked this up recently at an estate sale that I went to with my friends Lisa and Cindy. And I had a whole pile of stuff, and the woman charged me $5 for all of it. I sold something else from that pile too. I'll share in a second. But this is a Magnavox Odyssey 2 Attack of the Time Lord game cartridge. Sold for $8.06. Kona Coffee Donkey Plush from Curto Toys. Sold very quickly, $12.10. I almost kept it for myself. Tie Pluffies, again, mentioning the ties. These are one of the ones that I love to pick up. This is the Blue Giraffe from 2006, and he sold for $22. Let's see, Graphics International, 1983. This frosted walrus sold for $12 again. It's been listed a while. It needed to go. Walrus and basically a lot of the Sea Life plush just are slow sellers. And then this is from the same estate sale that I went with Cindy and Lisa to. This was Edward Mobley Tiger, and I sold it. It had a lot of issues. It had the clouded eyes, it had some marks, it had some paint wear, it had some stains, and it was missing the squeaker. Still sold for $30. SOS Pink Dog Plush sold for $11.44. Vintage Rabbit Hand Puppet. My gut told me this was Stife, but all the Stife ones that I looked at looked a little bit different, so I just did not put a brand on it. It had some condition issues, needed cleaning, but it was like a wool, so I wasn't going to try to get it washed. And it's stuffed with like fiber, I think. Sold for $30. Hilco dog figure. This, every time I have found these have sold relatively well for me. They're just little interactive type things, kind of like the Micro Pets, but not. It's by Hilco, and it sold for $17.95. Build-A-Bear, again, from that same lot. Trolls and Shopkins, I decided to put the two of them together, $12.10. Starbucks Been There Texas Coffee Cup. Again, I think I just shared this with you guys in a video. If it's not even going to be this Saturday, picked it up at, I think this was from the sale with the airport stuff. So I might have paid $1 or $2 for it, and it sold for $13.45. Mary Meyer Putty Hound Dog plush, sold for $10. Mary Meyer, I love that brand, just like Dim Daco and Manhattan Toys. They just don't sell for a whole lot, unfortunately, because they're very nice quality. Mattel Magic Nursery Baby Doll. This one had the pack that makes sounds. It was a weird sound. I attached a video how it makes sounds, but I think it was supposed to be making like a heartbeat sound. It was odd. Very, very odd, but it sold for $30. Mattel Thomas the Train Trackmaster. This is one of the motorized trains. A lot of time I sell them individually so that somebody who is just wanting to replace one or add to a collection can just pick those up. But a lot of times they're bread and butter. This one sold for $9.86. One of Robert's odd books that he picked up. This one is called Stillwell and the American Experience in China. $16. Fun reading. Schleich Border Collie Dog plush, and probably was in just a box lot of stuff, and it sold for $8.96. Lots of bread and butter, y'all. Again, another one of our jigsaw puzzles that we recently put together. Halloween theme, sold for $8.87. Japan corn on the cob, butter dish, sugar, creamer, and pepper. This is odd. I found these have been listed for a very long time. Probably would not pick them up again, but they still sold for $38.66. But they took forever, and they do take up a lot of space. And would have been a pain to ship, except I didn't have to ship them. Robert did. Coleco Cabbage Patch Kids shirt. This one said I went to Russia. There's a lot of these types of shirts out. A lot of time they came in this little travel bag with a passport and stuff like this. I can't remember where I picked this up. It could have been at an estate sale. But I tend to list these by themselves unless I have the other stuff that went with it. And it sold for $7.50. Again, the colorful plush. Colorful plush sell for me. This was from Walmart and Hug Fun. And it was just a green owl. And it sold for $17.95. Kelly Toy Green Dinosaur Plush. They looked similar, had a different colored belly, different years. I think I had one of them listed by itself. I just ended the listing, put them together, $15.25.
I gotta call time out here.
Why?
I just had a new experience in my life.
Oh no.
So I had a glass of tea, right?
Mm-hmm.
And apparently we have 2 flies in the basement.
Oh yes, we do.
One of them was flying around my straw. The other one had crawled halfway down the straw in my tea.
Well, I have the other one stuck in my coffee cup over there.
He was in my straw. So before I could get the straw out, he had crawled down into the cup. But he wasn't into my tea yet, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he's crawling, getting closer and closer. That's my tea. It's not the fly's tea. He's got to go. So as I pick it up, like, how am I going to get rid of this? There's still tea in the bottom of the straw, right?
Right.
So I'm thinking, just a little suck on the end of the straw here, and I'll get the tea out.
Oh no.
Nope, got the fly and everything. Right into my mouth. So, of course, that got spewed all over there. So now I had to clean the mess of tea, and I don't know where the fly went, but I hope he has nightmares. Anyway, I'm done with my story. I'm going to go back to protecting my tea.
I drank all my coffee, but if you notice over there's like cards on top of the cup because there's like a 1/4 inch of tea in there, and a fly decided he wanted a drink of my coffee. Thai Broby Yellow Yo Gabba Gabba plush. I do well with them. Just listed this one, and it sold for $11.66. And another viewer sale, so thank you so much, Adrian. Adrian picked up these Mattel Thomas the Train Trackmaster tracks for her boys, and they sold for $24.25, so have fun. Thomas the Train Wooden Daisy train sold for $26.95. This is one of those times, even in rough conditions, some of these Thomas trains, especially the wooden ones, are worth listing by themselves and not in lots. But you just got to stop and take the time, do the Google Lens, figure out who they are, and, you know, check sold comps, because it was definitely worth selling by itself. Almost done. Yeah, this was a huge Circo Gorilla plush. Circo is Target. I can't even remember. I guess we got this at the bins because it's huge. I had to pre-box it. It sold for $49.95. But my big sale, y'all. Big sale. I picked up a box, like a Xerox size box, full of Bachman trains. For the most part, most of them weren't worth very much. You know, bread and butter, maybe a little bit better, except this was in there. It is an HO scale Union Pacific diesel locomotive made in Hong Kong in the original box, but the railings on the side had come loose. Not really broken, they'd just come loose. All they needed was to be some super glue on it. And I listed it untested, and you know, it must have been fine because I've not heard anything from the buyer, and it sold for $110. So I was shocked. I knew I was going to do okay because I hadn't paid a whole lot for the box of trains, but never did I know it was going to be this good. All right, y'all. Hope you guys enjoyed that, giving you some ideas of things to be on the lookout for, and a few things probably to go ahead and pass on if you find them. But for the most part, I'm happy with my sales. I had, I think, 2 good days and then 2 not so great days in that 4-day period. And then, you know, things were a little bit low, but probably the last 7 days, I've done pretty good. So I'm not complaining at all. All right, y'all, it's time to get to work. Bye.